in between 2020 to 2028. At the same way, most probably, uh, you know, e-bikes are mostly using in China, UK, USA, Europe. Europeans in Germany, Finland, Scotland, these type of countries. Okay, there the market value is really high. If you please see the numbers. At the end of 2020, uh, e-bike market in the China, Europe, UK, USA, and Australia are 25 billion USD. Okay, that too at 2020 only, and everyone is expect and it is expected to reach 30 million e-bikes. Okay, 66. Yes, it is expected to reach 66.53 billion USD at the end of 2022, and this is one of the common point. These are the projections that most probably we need to achieve that only. But the important point is every country is looking for alternative manufacturing support apart of China. That is China plus one policy, China plus one manufacturing policy. So that means compared to other countries in the world, India is the only country which is having all the abilities. So that is the second thing. And next thing is, if you observe the lithium-ion battery prices since 10 to 15 years, it was gradually reducing. Okay, in between 2005 to 2010, the lithium-ion battery price was settled at 7,000 USD per kilowatt hour. But now it is settled at 130 USD per kilowatt hour, and we are expecting it will be settled at 70 USD per kilowatt hour. It is a great point. It means this point is indirectly saying one thing, that after 2 years, every e-bike cost will be reduced than petrol bikes also. It can be possible. Okay, and to justify all these three points, we have a fact actually. Please listen. Please have a look on the fact. A small country like Taiwan has exported 1 million e-bikes to UK, USA, and Europe countries, especially Netherlands, Germany, and France. Okay, it means 1.5 billion USD in terms of turnover. Okay, so imagine a small country like Taiwan is doing that kind of handling that kind of export market. Why can't we? Okay, and the important thing, so to justify all these points, what AUSTHRAA can do compared to our competitors, AUSTHRAA is having the great advantages in design, aesthetics, technology, and after-sale support also. That I will be explaining very soon. And these are our uniqueness. The first point, as I have mentioned in the problems, what we have faced from the customers' words only. First thing is advanced design of the frame. That means we need to change the frame design. It will be more attractive. Okay, so that is our patented frame. We have the patent. That is our patented frame for the rifle tin bike. And next thing is in-house design and manufacturing. The thing is what you are patented already. Everything is manufacturing at our own factory. And next, customized metallic swappable NMC battery. And the most important thing, and we are seeing that batteries are getting fired every time. That too, especially in the summer time, right? Okay, so for in our case, there is nothing going to happen, because we are offering the batteries in the complete metallic casing, that with intelligent BMS systems, with complete advanced smart BMS systems. And next, IoT based support apps, and strong product basket. If you see our products, the designs as well as the importance of the bikes, I will explain you about this later. And strong supply side. As of now, 90% of we are procuring parts in India itself. Okay, so we don't need to depend on some other countries. Okay. Next. Okay. And potential target groups. These are some of the potential target groups for both of our models. These two are already available in the market. One is the rifle TNN and carry. And this is the one of the patented design model rifle TNN, which is available in the model. Okay. This is the cargo e-bike, which can carry loads from one point to other point, and it can be called as the longest range bike in the entire India when compared to the electro also. It can go up to 130 km for single charge. Each and every bike has a smart features. That means every bike is completely covered with IoT based apps. So you can yes. This is the quickest bike we are having princess on, which is basically for the students and working women. And next one is the JS Eraser. It is a completely electric MTB bike. It can offer fun rides at hill areas and any park. Okay. Next. And foldable electric e-bike. You know the advantage of foldable e-bike, right? I don't think that it needs to explain. And tricycle. It is basically for the handicaps. Yes. And this is the Jane Carry. It is available in 3 different formats. One is with the solar, one is with the complete electric, and another and different with different applications. It was categorized. And for single charge, it can go up to 100 kilometers, and charging time is only 3 hours. And this is the IoT based mobile app. So we are doing for each and every, we are interlinked this app to each and every bike we are having in the stock. Okay. These are some of the advantages than our competitors. Please have a look on it. So even the range, speed, charging time, and the service, after sales support, everything.
Especially laptop pack is on lifestyle.
Yes, I already discussed about this, about the entire market size, right? In the buy now page. These are the business model. We used to sell our bikes through distribution model as well as subscription basis and after sales support. Okay, and these are the target addressable market by the end of 2026 is 30 billion USD, and serviceable addressable market is 3 million USD, and the service obtainable market at the lowest possible condition is 3 million USD. This is the market what AUSTHRAA used to be categorized. And these are some of the details about the product unit economics. What is the MRP, manufacturing cost, and how much we are going to get. That means net profit of the bike. Especially as of now, rifle, tinen, and carry is available in the market. Okay, you please have a look at both the bikes. Not like other companies, we are maintaining 30% of net profit. This is the roadmap. Actually, we have started company ideas and market survey 2021 and design and development prototype in 2022, and we got the pre-seed fund already in the month of June 2022. Now we are doing a pilot run which is at the final stage. That means in the pilot run we are about to store 100 e-bikes in the market. As the same way, what are the due diligence we need to complete for the startup, especially for the manufacturing setup, marketing, everything we have cracked it. These are the pilot run achievements that I already mentioned. Supply chain, we are completely doing indigenously. That means 90% of the parts are locally procurement. And manufacturing, developed manufacturing tools and process assembly and quality and customer for e-bikes. This is one of the best and critical case in any startup, but we did it. And let's go to market and distribution phase. Our products are already available in Amazon, Flipkart, Gmart, eWellers, Belive, and some more multiple platforms as well. At the same way, 10 dealers and one stockist is already onboarded from the state of Maharashtra, and 30 more dealers are already in the pipeline. This will be finalized in a month only. And next, marketing. We do, as like as other companies, we do promoting our company through online marketing, like especially social media platforms, right? And next, customer financing, which is the one of the important thing to create more sales, to create more turnover. We already tied up with Liquid Loans, Loan Tab, Bajaj Finserv, IDFC, and SDFC. And next, global market. As we mentioned already that AUSTHRAA is going to sell their bikes in the global market. We are already doing the certifications for the certain bikes to launch our bikes in Germany, UK, USA, and European countries. And technology integration. Okay, no issues. As you already seen that we are developing a IoT based app with AI interface. So this will be available in 2 to 3 months. These are our sales projections. By the end of 2024, we will be producing 12,500 e-bikes in the Indian market. By the end of 2026, we will be producing 50,000 e-bikes in the Indian market, and we will be reached 258 crores of revenue by 2026 with a gross profit of 51.08 crores, and we will be developing 500 dealers across the countries which you have mentioned in the area slide by 2026, especially UK, US, Europe, in Europe, Germany, Finland. This is the brand growth. That means how we are going to enter into different market according to the timeline. Geographical wise. This is one of our business model, other business model, bike sharing or bike rentals, and the B2B platform as well. That means we will be in bike sharing and bike platform. We are already doing the pilot run, and some of the bikes are we are offering. We are already testing our bikes at Zoo Park and Kambalakanda area. These are some of the competitive landscape from Rapido and Jeep. This is the available rental market size. Roadmap. This is the cumulative roadmap. It means especially about the bike sharing as well as a B2B market. So by 2026, we will be handling a fleet with 1 lakh e-bikes in bike rentals and B2B portfolio. Our fund requirements, we are looking for 20 crores as a seed fund to produce to achieve our targets by 2026. Exit options and exit sessions. By 2026, our company will be valued at 1,875 crores. And these are some of the potential exit options. This is the team. And any queries? Yes.
Say I have an like what to be the power consumption to compare with the household.
Okay.
So let's say I have a place say for 5 hours charging bike for a day. What is equivalent to 1 day of the power or 1 day of AC?
No, I can see it will be less than your AC power. I can say that. Actually, I can give an example. We are having a e-bike rifle T9, right? As you've already seen the design. If you charge that bike for 4 hours, it will go up to 70 kilometers. So to charge that e-bike, you need to spend 3.5 rupees only. Yes.
Because we can't leave our power system.
Okay.
Sure, right?
Yes, true.
We don't know when the power will.
Yes.
Because if you're completely depending on your travel, entire thing on power.
No, see, our bikes can be pedaled also, right? So you don't need to depend on the battery power only.
See,
No, that's true. That I can understand. See, until unless to these charging station environment can be settled out. Okay, we need to wait because EV we have the traction already in EV segment. So now it is day by day it is increasing like anything. So as like as petrol bunk, we will be getting the charging stations also. So not only that, one of the main advantages of AUSTHRAA is you can carry the battery anywhere. You can buy the alternative battery as the same way. You can take the charger with you also. Okay, you can charge anywhere at any point.
Is the speed same when a single person is driving? See, the weight depends, right?
Yes.
So if the weight increases, will the speed be same?
No, it's a simple logic. If the weight increases, automatically speed will get down. That is the one of the variants. If not, you need to produce more power, right? So since we have that, but our technology is completely different. We are more focusing on the battery to maintain the battery cool. Okay. So we always focus on the power current flowing per second. You know the condition, right? So definitely in our bike, if the load increases, automatically speed will come down, but not to that much extent. Okay. As for example, our bike can go up to 25 to 30 km per hour. So okay, on an average person, take a person who weighs at 75 kg, then my bike will go up to 25 to 30 km per hour. There is no doubt. Okay, if the person weighs 110 to 120 kg, then my bike will run at 23 to 22 km per hour. Yes, it's just a slight variation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gandhi. Your network is your net worth. Mrs. Krishna Saujanya worked as a deputy manager in Indian Oil Corporation and also worked as a field investigator and research associate at Adi Kavi Gananiya University. And I welcome Mrs. Krishna Saujanya onto the desk.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm very happy to be here and to meet you all. So when I and Dinesh were discussing a couple of topics, we thought we can talk about networking. Okay. So when I was listening to a few topics on networking in TED Talks, so most of the talks said network is something which people don't want to do. So I was thinking I took a very stupid topic. Okay. So I wanted to start with the research actually of what happened and what is about networking. So this is my session plan to be brief. To start with the research of the top university, that's the Harvard, then few steps to networking, some platforms to networking, and little on community building. Right. So I would love to have that. Let me just move it here. So as I mentioned, there are two important research materials from Harvard, and this one is the latest, A Better Approach to Networking by Christie, which talks about three important things. What are the main issues that can be handled from networking perspective? So I just put it short like ATP, which we see in science. Similarly here, so the first fundamental she talks about is to ask in networking, right? So the first session which was held here, the moment I came here is to listen to people. So I have a very fair idea that people are there from Geetam, there are from CSC students, there are a lot of founders, financial planners, some corporate employees who desire to be future entrepreneurs, right? So when you get an opportunity to meet somebody, it's always preferable to ask more about that particular person. That is the first thing which she mentions in her research, right? Then the second thing which she talks about is start with the talk. From a small talk, keep on moving to deep talks. Like for instance, just now we saw actually Karthik presenting here. So he mentioned a lot about his presentation. So when we are entering any such formats, any such forums like that, it's always better to take some few key words from whatever he spoke, so that next time we talk to Karthik, we have some content with us to discuss. Like he mentioned about rifle carry, and he also mentioned about some countries like Netherlands, Germany, France, and things like that. So it's very, very important for us to pick up something so that we have some content to talk to. So we start with a small talk and then we move to a deep talk, right? Then the third one she says in her research is passion and purpose. Everybody invariably here, the moment they said, you have to speak about yourself. You spoke from what's your name, also mentioned where are you coming from. Some students have mentioned that they're a CSE or MBA from whatever, and some reputed founders from all organizations. And once you go into the deep talk segment, they will definitely be interested to share their passions and purpose. And the moment we this traveling, and almost for 6 months, they were just hanging out. They were doing nothing big, nothing professional. They were just discussing the general things on and off, over Zoom, over a couple of coffee and tea, some things like that. But it was a very big surprise for Manu Jain when the co-founder asked him to head the Indian operations. This is what actually networking can do in startup ecosystems. Number one. Second, Vidit and Sanjeev Parker. These two people were friends. They were friends. They worked in different organizations. One went to Sony. They also tried with InMobi. But then this connect was there with them throughout for a very long time. So Vidit kept on talking to Sanjeev ki, "Arey, come down, ya kuch karenge." So this contact kept on going for a few years, and ultimately they became co-founders. Okay, here again. Right. And in the third example, this Neetu and Kirti, both of them are IITians, and from two different typical states where startup ecosystem for women is unthought of. In gender bias, that will be in the top, Rajasthan and Haryana. Okay, but these two girls have picked up. They have been friends. They also they have a co-founders, male co-founders, and they kept on holding to that friendship, and they brought it onto into the business ecosystem. right? And coming to the fourth persons, this is a very interesting thing which I came to know very recently. One of them was already in Stanford. One of them joined. And this, what are the names you told? Yeah. So Sergi was a tour guide to Larry. So their friendship began as tour guide. Okay, one of them came at a later stage, but that tour guide became his co-founder after a gap of time. And the final friends, Sri Harsha Majeti and Nandan Reddy. I have listened to Sri Harsha almost on all platforms, every platform possible, because I always have that feeling that BITS Pilani has got some ecosystem. It gave us Fanindra Sama, it gave us these two people, it gave us, our, what is his name, Zomato, Dipinder Goyal, many people like that, right? So these two friends, one of them was 2 years senior to the other. Harsha was 2 years senior to this boy. Everywhere, either your alumni or your closest network or your childhood friend, anything there which is there in the network can take you somewhere, but you have to give it time. That is the only thing from this particular slide. So I thought maybe it's a relevant thing because we need to understand what kind of networking aspects do help us professionally to take us to something big. Right. So while I was doing little amount of research on what should I be delivering here, after a couple of books and all that, and from whatever is my personal journey, I thought these are very, very important and fundamental. Right? It's changing here, but it's not changing here. Any problem? Okay. So there are 4 C's I thought are very, very important. Yeah. Take a guess on the 4 C's. There are only 100 C's, I guess, in the dictionary. So 4 C's is very easy. Connecting, very important. Communication, of course. Collaboration, yes. We generally have this C with our friends also. With our families also.
Comments.
Connections, no connections already told. Generally, when 2 people meet, what do?
Chat.
Communication about that.
Chat.
Conversation. Okay. So these 4 are interrelated, and there is nothing like one would take a higher place than the other. 4 of that would automatically happen. Like once you are meeting somebody, if I was in Vizag and I would meet you frequently for maybe the next 10 startup Saturdays here, definitely all the 4 will happen between us, right? Because that is where it will take, on the 11th startup Saturday, it will be completely different dimension for those of you who are sitting here and the person who is actually standing here. This is very, very essential. I just want to demonstrate that through one activity. We'll just see that. Okay, so before it works, we'll go to the game. I thought I'll just come to this game a little later. I would prefer all of you to stand. Your friends. Even if you have played this game earlier, you have to play this game, and I know it will be completely different because the audience are different. I would prefer to have 4 volunteers here. Anybody from the startup founders also, not students.
Not students. Please help me. The bag is distributed fast so that you can start the game early. The extra sheets, anybody left out without getting it? Okay, so we will quickly start the game. Danesh told me there will be 50 of them here. So I plan for 50 printouts. Okay, I'm just guessing there are 50 people here. You have 6 minutes to go. You can just move out of your place. Don't sit with your neighbor. Go to somebody whom you do not know here. Try filling that form. Ask them in groups. Whatever blanks are there, very, very easy to ask. Like for instance, do you have a pet? Ask any random person and fill his name there. Whoever has a pet, please move from your places. Please move. Those who do not have pens, please ask, raise your hand, somebody will help you. Yeah. Ganesh pen? Okay, the meantime you can talk to them, get to know their names. In the meantime, please talk to them. Yeah, you need to write their name. नहीं, those whom you know you should not talk. You have to talk to somebody else. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा यहाँ पे. You three people have to move from your places. Please move from your comfort zones. I don't have that. Please speak to as many people as possible. Your name is last. You first talk to people and then write their names. Two people can share one pen. Talk to people. Maybe you can write the names. Try talking to them.
Right. So you have pets? No, you don't have. Once you have pets, what is it?
स्पोर्ट्स आडताరు ఎవరు స్పోర్ట్స్ ఆడతారు కాలేజ్ స్పోర్ట్స్ స్పోర్ట్స్ ఆడతారు
We just capture what is
we have a pet.
యా
Yes.
పేరు చెప్పండి క్లాసెస్ పేరు చేయరు కదా మీరు ఏం చెప్పండి
Yes, of course.
అయ్యండి పాటలు పాడతారు లేదు సార్ మామూలు గౌతములు కూడా పాడతారు పేరేంటి వర్మ సార్ వర్మ ఓకే ఇంగ్లీష్ నుంచి
You have to find it first.
నార్మల్ రికార్డ్ చేస్తాను రికార్డ్ చేస్తాను
call her.
Anybody plays a music instrument here?
Anyone who has a pet?
Name starts with name also. Anybody's name starts with P here? P. Pujita,
Okay, we stop now. Please come back to your places. I know. No, time is up. Please. This is the problem with networking. Once you start, there is no stopping. Thank you so much for your time. Please be seated. Okay, if you please sit, we can.
అన్నీ లైవ్ పెట్టమని వస్తుంది బిడ్డ అది ఆఫీస్ ఇప్పుడు ఫిల్ చేద్దాం
People's professions, I couldn't really catch up with their names. Financial planner, sir. What do you? Yeah. Whom have you met here? New person or about new details? What new details have you entered in that?
Existing person is new details.
Existing person, new details. Very good combo. Well,
It's very. I don't have a clear, complete rapport. Like.
Oh, okay.
Maybe my whole client starts adding.
Okay.
And then few new people.
New people also. Okay, you please say, Mr. Rajapradeep. Whom did you talk to?
I think I met a guy called Mr. Raja Ganesh.
Raja Ganesh. Okay, you know something about him now? 1, 2 things.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is born outside Vizag.
Oh.
He does not love playing instruments.
Oh, is it so?
He does not love to sing.
Okay. Next time you meet him, you have something to speak to?
Yes.
Yeah. Please sit. Okay. Right. Geetam B.Tech and Geetam MBA, both of you. Yeah. Discovered something.
Yes, I have. And,
Yeah.
this person is Hari.
Hari? Who's Hari? Okay.
Proficient in 4 languages.
Oh, okay.
And he traveled.
So we have polyglots in this class. Okay.
He has many qualities.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Isaac, you spoke to me, right? Then we will speak to him. Yeah.
I met Martin.
Martin? Who's Martin? Okay. Yeah.
He loves to eat. I don't know.
He loves to eat everybody. Okay, I'm also with you. Okay, right. Please, sir, you.
I met with another man.
Oh,
Met with Mr. Vamsi.
Vamsi? Who's Mr. Vamsi? Oh, you're Mr. Vamsi. Okay.
Ganesh. Mr. Ganesh.
Okay. Divya. Okay, right. So anything new you have discovered, or was it an easy task to network? What kind of resistance was there? I have seen only one person, like he said, I am not interested. So let's quit. That is your presenter, Mr. Karthik. He said, I want to quit. Right. Was it easy? Was it fun?
Yes.
Yeah. You have something to talk to when you meet that particular person the next time. Whom did you speak to, sir? Yeah, yourself. Yes, sir. You have spoken to somebody here? No?
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. That's enough. Just like that. The purpose is just like that only.
That's a singer.
Singer? Acha, कौन है?
Vijeshwar.
Who?
Yeah, we have to plan one concert for you. Here on this platform, we will do that. Okay, okay. Please sit. Both of you, please sit. Girls, women, yeah. Who have you spoken to? Kirti. Okay. What is this? Kirti and is you also you didn't speak to anybody else? Pooja also? Okay. Pujita. Okay. 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 Right. Right. Thank you very much. This was one of the activity which we actually performed in one networking platform in Hyderabad. Okay, the questions were different. I had customized putting all the startup things, and I was also looking at the Google form as a reference point. Who are all coming here? What should I be asking? Are there only professional questions in that? No. Are there any personal questions in that? Any hobby related questions? What? Movies? Musical instrument? Podcast? Photography? Sleeping times, because I see most of the students night owls. So I want to know whether the founders are also night owls. Okay. Yeah. So this is one way of mixing your professional and personal things to build things. Okay. Right. We will stop it here. We'll get back to the presentation. It's okay even if it doesn't work also. Whatever I have, I will deliver. So the next slide is about famous platforms. Right. Anyone into JCI? Make some noise. Yeah, right. JCI, BNI, was. I tell you, was. What is this was? I was with BNI, I was with JCI. Okay. Rotarians. Oh, students. Okay, okay. eBay T-shirt. I'm not able to see you in full, sir. I would prefer to you to be here, or I have to change my position. Okay, I will do. Right. Lions International. No. Okay. So these are the 4 platforms actually I kept on the slide. Nothing much. So these are the 4 famous so-called and not so-called networking platforms. One is Rotary. And if students want to start in establishing networks, because that is a, what is it called? The entry point is difficult for students because they always think, what value will I deliver to Mr. Raja Pradeep or Mr. Vamsi or, sir, Mr. eBay, what's your name? Srinivas, sir. Okay. So your name? Sri Krishna. Jai Krishna, right. So if you meet these people, what is it that I can give as a value? Will they be interested to network with a youngster like me? When you have some kind of hesitations like that, you can always start with some organization like Rotary. My student is the Rotary president, Rotractor, I should say, for this district 3020 from, it starts from Vijayanagaram, I guess, to Eluru. I'm not a part of Rotary. I'm not promoting here anything. Okay. Right. So you can start because the fee is also very less, only 200 per month. I guess it is 1200 annually. You can take part in the session. They do encourage a lot of leadership, so you can try with that. Okay. Second comes Lions International. This is also a service-based organization. I do not know the pricing part and all, but if somebody who wants to kind of bang on charity, you can try that organization as well. And when it comes to the worst JCI, okay. So JCI is one organization which focuses mostly on training. Somebody wants to develop himself or herself as a motivational speaker or want to improve his own public speak platforms, and they connect a lot. Every week, every month, there are a lot of connections, and there is an extended wing of JCI. I think some of you would be definitely know it. There is something called JCOM, right? So the JCOM wing is the business wing where they meet every Tuesday for fellowship and breakfast. And it's mandatory, Tuesday or Thursday, any of those 2 days, they definitely meet. So those of you who are interested, who want to have the local connections here, they can definitely look at the third activity, that is the JCOM. And finally comes the BNI part. So this BNI is a very international organization. So this is where generally all the business people are in. The moment I came to know about BNI, people told me you come here as visitor, be a part of the community. So I went as visitor twice. But the moment I visited the first time and the second time I happened to go there, before I went the second time, I did all the research. What is BNI? BNI also has a podcast, how you can actually do networking with others. What will referral system bring you? What is the easiest way to make business with a small set of community? Then I noticed that there is something called BNI Siliguri. If somebody is interested, you can just browse on Instagram. BNI Siliguri. There are lots of activities, very strong on social media. There is no other BNI chapter in India which is as strong as Siliguri on social media. The same thing I communicated to the local table.
where I visited that, maybe you should look at promotions like that so that it can bring people, right? Tanesh, it's working, I guess. Right. So these are the 4 basics, right? Again, it's got stuck. Okay, that's okay. Now, LinkedIn, yesterday, when I wanted to come and talk here, there were 2 things that were running in my mind. One is who spoke previously, what did they talk about? Okay, these 2 should not. Yeah.
Verma, you stand.
So while I was listening to all the recorded sessions previously, I thought I was only able to see the speaker. I'm not able to see any of you. That is why I wanted to know more, and I floated that Google form. I was looking at that as a reference point. Who is coming to this place is what I wanted to know. There, out of the 28 so-called little number of responses that I have received, only 11 are active on LinkedIn. And among these 11, only 5 are very active on LinkedIn. Okay, so I will talk a little about LinkedIn's professional things. Before 2020, I never looked at LinkedIn as a professional networking platform. Okay, number 1. Second thing, in 2020, almost every other day, I took part in a webinar or I gave a webinar because I wanted to completely use the COVID time. During that process, some of the reputed international organizations and ISV in India, they only give you an entry point, even if it is a free webinar, only if you have a LinkedIn profile. Otherwise, you are not allowed to the webinar. They check you there and then only they allow you. You want to pay, you can't go. Okay. Then I slowly realized maybe this is something I have to bank on. So I kept relying on LinkedIn. Initially, what I did was I started commenting on people's posts, and my favorite topic is generally marketing and entrepreneurship. So these are the 2 hashtags I generally follow. So everywhere there is something about entrepreneurship and marketing, I kept on looking at it, listening carefully. And LinkedIn has given me a lot of advantage because people started looking at my profile. No, I have connections with IAS officers, CEOs, startup ecosystems. Sitting in Rajahmundry, it's not possible. Because for a small town person, it is very difficult and you have to push yourself a little more to reach somebody who is sitting in a cosmopolitan place or in a metropolitan place where you have ample amount of opportunities. That's what I mean by this. So you should be looking at LinkedIn. You will have to run your efforts on LinkedIn for at least 1 strong year. Those of you who are all doing your MBA international business, so-called second year, first year, whosoever. CSE grads, look at it to look at all the ML, AI kind of ventures. Okay, you will get to learn, and not only for professional network. I started with a research from HBR saying one of the important aspects is to learn. I have done a lot of courses on LinkedIn. Till now, I have not paid single rupee. So there are free courses on LinkedIn. You can get to listen to them from the top professors or researchers of the world. So you use LinkedIn. It will take you places, right? The second thing is Discord. The other day, I listened to one particular speech from an entrepreneur from EduMoon. Are they here? EduMoon? No? So when he came, EduMoon, he spoke about something called BlueLearn as one of his competitors. If you have listened to him carefully. I am there on BlueLearn since August last year. I have read in one magazine that BlueLearn is a very important platform where you can learn every single day. So these guys are Bitsians. They have started this particular app called BlueLearn where all students can enroll. Every single day, 365 days of the year, they are conducting sessions from experienced people, from startup founders, from students. It could be on hustle, it could be on coding, various topics are there. I was interested to join because I want to see what kind of activity is going on. And that too with the background that they have, there might be something, I told you initially, that there is something happening there in that ecosystem which pushes people towards that leap of entrepreneurship. Right? So Discord is the second app where you can probably search and you can begin with to learn. Then Clubhouse, so-called Clubhouse. I'm not a member of Clubhouse. I have not listened to any Clubhouse, but the way it was getting promoted, you have to be an Apple, all the top people are there, Elon Musk is speaking. Yes, things like that. Probably you can explore that option. But I am there on Mensa. Anyone who has tried Mensa? Mensa is an audio community. It's similar to Clubhouse, local, made in India. Okay. So Mensa, I came to know through when I was browsing Spotify that there is something also called Mensa.
So I listened to a few sessions on Mensa. Series of topics are there like podcasts, but the beauty is you can actually join it through audio. You can join, you can share, you can listen, you can talk, whatever you want to do. You will never know where you will take that contact, what advantage you can take out of that particular network. And the Mensa CEO, whatever he posts, I'll keep commenting. Second thing, whomever I have listened to earlier, I kept on replying to them on LinkedIn saying, I have listened to this particular session of yours. I like this song, I like this statement, I agree with something to begin with in networking. So I have all those people in my LinkedIn account. Okay, I have put them in my PG. That's a genuine interest. Not that I am putting fake comments, likes, whatever. No, putting a like is the most easiest thing anybody of us can do. But beyond that, how do you take it forward? It's a very big challenge. Okay. So Mensa is something. And one thing about Mensa which I like this, when you're building communities, like today Karthik was saying, there is one element called subscriptions in their company through the bike rentals. I was looking at it, there is a lot of future for their subscriptions because they are building a community. They are making sale or not at this point is very little, but they are going to build a community out of those subscriptions. That is how actually all your OTTs banking upon. Similarly, the other day I also saw Edu talking about the minutes, and now he has built it into a paid model. Yes, very recently they have launched a paid model of Mensa. It is working very well. This was the activity which we did. Right. So before talking about this, I wanted to try it out and see whether it actually works. What are the steps next? Right. Going back. So I have just kept few steps for beginners. One is your presence. Generally, they say no visibility. You are appearing at an event or you are just meeting a particular person 10-20 times, various occasions. Definitely, they'll get to know. They'll get to see you. Why I have kept this presence as a first point is I'm a consultant. I keep talking to a lot of small size entrepreneurs in and around Rajahmundry. I'll do consulting offline and online also. One particular client of mine undermined the importance of BNI for some time and he kept on sending his employee. Okay. So the employee made a business out of that. She started her own venture. Okay. It's not a joke, it is the truth. If you have to go, you be there. Please don't bank on somebody. It is not your company's visibility that you are increasing, it is your visibility. Okay, tomorrow if I think about AUSTHRAA, I'll be thinking about these three people who have come here. I'll not think about AUSTHRAA because that is very intangible thing to me. You are giving your brand a tangible element through your presence. So your presence is what is very, very important. Right? Second thing is listen carefully what people are saying. If you have that genuine interest of whatever field you are, like yesterday in the Google form, many people have written, I want to learn more about networking. I want to take this advantage into networking. So when you're coming here, probably in the next few times when you're coming here, whomever you have met today, whomever you have played game with today, ask something to them on the same lines. You will make deeper friendships. Only when you make that friendship and when you improve that credibility factor is business going to come to you. Just like that, it will not come. It might come through your promotions otherwise in marketing, but otherwise through networking, this is where it can actually take you. Then your homework. So for instance, from the Google form that I got, I already connected with few people on LinkedIn yesterday itself because they already shared their LinkedIn details there. So I sent them one connect reply. They also texted to me. One of them was very kind. He mentioned, ma'am, I can't attend your session today, but we'll keep connected with this particular platform. So every time you're getting a chance, do utilize that particular thing and you do homework. Whom are you meeting? What is his interest or what is his alumni background? It might help you or take you somewhere. Then of course, social media, you have lot of chance today. Somebody whom you have met here, maybe you can take their Instagram profile, for instance, or FB ID if you are very strong on FB. Just look at his or her background. What are her interests? What is her interest? Then you can, if you have some similar interests, maybe it might be a chance that you both might be having some familiar interests like sports. Today, whatever you did in non-professional things, photography, sports, you mentioned pet, food, anything like that. Then comes your interest. This interest is what I was talking about, the non-professional things also. Always the professional thing might not take you somewhere, but a non-professional interest might put 2-3 people together, right? Finally, please look at time. If you give time, then only this will happen. It's not like you meet them once or twice and it's going to happen. So I also brought you places where you can actually do. So one is the event. It can be any kind of event. Tomorrow in this Alvardas grounds, I guess, MVP, there is one event happening of Vizag Chamber of Commerce. One of my client and I were supposed to be there tomorrow, so only my client is coming because I am tied up with 2 other events in my town. This is a Vizag Chamber of Commerce event. So it's a business event. You go there, you might get somebody new. It's an entrepreneurship ecosystem. Don't look at an exhibition that it's meant for women. It's a place where entrepreneurship is getting encouraged. So don't lose any chance. Look at conferences which are having happening here. Like one of the person, आपने कुछ कहा था ना sir, Vizag startup events, Vizag startups. So is there a place?
It's a local community.
Okay.
Where startups interact with each other, connect with each other.
Okay. So maybe you can go to such kind of place. So I guess half of you are already part of that. So some of you can try. Alumni events, don't please ignore those events. Those are going to give you the best connections. Then open house and visitors meet. I'll show you in a while what I mean by these two things. So I mentioned to you about the visitors meet that I went to the JCOM visitors meets and the BNI visitors meet. I got to meet a lot of friends there. I have understood in those 2 meets what are all people doing, and I'm very particular on taking notes. If somebody is talking something, I would have had my notes by the end of that particular session. My notes is pakka. Who is speaking? What is he speaking? What are the keywords he or she is uttering? What is his main agenda? What is he looking for in that particular forum? Okay. Now, there are 2 places where I have been very recently in 2022. One is actually this program is a combination of Fiki Flow and We Hub at Telangana. They keep doing lot of open house events, and once I signed up for their newsletter. So I wanted to enroll in one of the programs, which was a paid program. That program never happened, but they have my contact. So whoever is there in that particular platform, they keep sending the messages that we are having this program. So Meta, Wikiflow and We Hub came together to do this meet where I had got an opportunity to speak. Okay, so you go there. You never know what is going to happen unless you go there physically. Be there, listen to people, show some genuine interest. Okay, next. Okay, the next slide is about T-Hub. Like we have the hub. There is a T-Hub there in Hyderabad. Very recently, I think in December, I went to an open house. I kept it in the previous slide. It's an open house in T-Hub. I wanted to go from long time and see. I just went and sat there with any. I had no agenda. But after the entire thing, when I was talking to a few friends, a lot of students came to me. They discussed their ideas. Okay, ma'am, this is what we are planning to do. This is what we need support. One of the boys had built a drone. Somebody is doing business with as simple as Tatamunjulu. You know that ice apples? Yeah. He said, Memu ma orange teeskochi, we are bringing that from here and we are selling here. He's a student. At a student stage, he's trying to try his twist with entrepreneurship. Okay. So I met very interesting people there. Listen to a lot of pitches like today, one pitch we could listen to. So open houses are one place which you can't afford to miss. You never know what is going to land up in your kitty. Then this is Mirage. There is a place called Adventure Park in Hyderabad. Now they are charging 75 rupees per session. This Mirage is a Stanford grad who has started his own startup incubator called Adventure Park. Most of it, they are supporting the girls and boys from the Muslim community. They do business showers. Even otherwise also they can go and take part. So while I was browsing during one time when I was attending some other event, I thought if there is any other, I will catch up. This is one event I went. They are doing a lot of work. There are medicine students who are building fintech prototypes. Okay, medicine students working in fintech space. There are a lot of people working otherwise also. In the business charts, there are people who are working with sanitary pads. There are people who are doing home baking, artificial jewelry, lot of things like that. So these are essentially two startup ecosystem enablers I could take part in. Maybe there are a lot of other things happening in Vizag which you shouldn't be missing out. Okay, right. So before the slide comes, I'll talk. I am an alumni of NIT Tiruchirappalli. I have done my MBA from there. So 2 years back, they had posted on LinkedIn again, saying that if you want to be a mentor to the women who are studying here, and if you are a woman alumni, please apply to this. Without any further thoughts, I applied. Now here I want to say something. See, when you are a student of a particular school or a college, when you don't have very big name in the college,
when you are an average student in the college, some people might think, "Kare, what is it that I'll contribute to my institute earlier? Because I'm not so very famous there." Don't think like that. Now they're all bachas. Whatever you can contribute is things you only can contribute. Go back to your alumni. There might be a lot of people who are looking. So there were 2 students assigned to me. I'm glad one of them could make it in ExxonMobil. One of them completed her Goldman Sachs internship. But I learned a lot. Because one student who was from this Madras, she told me 10 times we met, she was telling 10 different ambitions. I want to get into US, I want to do this. I was confused whether I can do something for her. Ultimately, I asked, you tell me one deliverable which I can give you as a mentor. She said, I want Goldman Sachs internship. We struggled for half an hour, sat on the internet. I shared the screen with her, opened Goldman Sachs website. We saw that there are internships open for engineering students in finance. Okay, she thought that was very interesting. She finished it off within weeks' time. So that is how I am able to proudly claim she finished. There was the other student, even though the top institute was there, she's a member of Toastmasters. But then she said, no, I'm unable to practice on interviews. You help me with that. I helped her. She cracked ExxonMobil. You all can do that. Within your own alumni sets, you can guide your so-called batchmates, juniors, sub-juniors, whatever. And second thing is the Leap Club. This game I played in Leap Club. Leap Club is an online organization for women. Okay, they charge us 6,000 annually. They are conducting a lot of events in Metropole. Like in Bangalore, 2-3 days back, they conducted a Leap affair also. That means it's a fair for all the Leap members. So you have lot of potential to sell your products there. Maybe if you are a member of such organizations, you can put up your stalls there also. Then this is something very, very, very fresh on LinkedIn, Incubate. So one of the member asked me in the forms that I want to get some funding suggestions and things like that. This is Incubate is a networking platform for women, which is mostly focusing on funding. No, they want to give funds to those companies which are women-based organizations and things like that, or have found that women are facing some kind of crunches in getting the funding. So Incubate is one. But one thing why I brought Incubate to this platform is the interviews that Diksha Ahuja is conducting with the members is actually very awesome. She's digging out a lot of insights from various people on networking and what you can actually do about networking. This is about these 3 organizations. Then regarding the community building, this is also one aspect we had to talk about here. I have started building my own community in Rajahmundry, which is called the Business Entrepreneurs Club. So when I just floated my pamphlet, people asked me, are you competing with JCOM locally? What is your ambition? I said, I don't have any ambitions of competing with anybody because their businesses are at a different scale. Right? Like I told initially, a student can't think of talking or networking with an entrepreneur very easily because he or she thinks, what value I will deliver. Right? So in this club, what I have thought is, I have been working with startups, guiding some students since 2013, and I have been kind of crazy about entrepreneurship since that time. So I brought into this all those things which I have found as gaps. Rural students, rural aspirants who have big ambitions but can't make it big. Number one. Existing entrepreneurs who do not know where to go for. If it is a city like Hyderabad, probably they would know who's a business consultant or a management consultant. They can go and ask or seek their help. But here there is no chance. Right. So when I started with 5 members. We started in the month of September 2022. Now I have 18 members with me. 18 only, but I am building it. So why I am talking about community building here is, like I mentioned, the example of Karthik's subscriptions part, EduMoon, the community of people. You also in your website, some of you have mentioned in the Google form that you have websites. You start a newsletter. While I was traveling here, I was listening to an interview about a company called Grow. GROWW. Grow, right? It's a very important fintech startup now. They have started their own community building through a newsletter, and that is called Grow Digest. That is free of cost. You just go to that, you will get ample advice on finance and whatever, but they are building a community through that. So what I mean by community building is, you can use your own newsletter. If you have a set of customers, try maintaining the database from day one. It actually helps at a later point in time when you are stuck. They will be your reference point to guide you on your business because they have tasted your product. or service. So if you are looking at a long-term business, community building is something which you should definitely be thinking, right, with this number of clients that you have. I was also surprised after the presentation of Karthik, they mentioned that they have initially they are looking at 50 in number. Yeah, it's over. So we're almost there, right? So initially they are thinking about 50 by 2026. They're talking about crores and whatever. And he also mentioned very clear. His ask was very clear. 20. What did he ask? Yeah, 20 crores, right? So that actually registered in my mind because one of my clients is looking for some EV partner where he can invest. Okay, so that immediately stuck to me. Acha, I can connect both. I don't know whether it will materialize or not. I don't know anything, right? But that ask is very, very clear from their company. So whenever you're going, sometimes probably you have to ask very clearly, right? So what have I done with my networks is in Indian Oil, when I joined in Hyderabad, I had no clue about sales. I was the only woman for almost 10 years in marketing in Indian Oil in Hyderabad. So I had to take somebody's help. I looked at the pump attendants. I called all of them to a very famous place called Gokul Chaat, which is very famous for snacks. So I took the help of pump attendants. I conducted a basic pair of research and I took all the inputs to what I should be doing in the next few months in Hyderabad in marketing. And they were my biggest support system at that point in time in sales. So what I'm talking is nobody is a small aspect in a network. And now because I have very good strong database of students with me because I worked in teaching also, I'm asking them for reverse mentoring. My students are in Australia, Paris, UK, many countries like that, and also in IIM. I'm not looking at their backgrounds, but I know what I have delivered in class, so they know what they have to deliver to me in my class. So I'm taking their reverse mentoring help for my consulting, right? So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Danesh and CEO of AHA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, 2 minutes Q&A.
2 minutes for Q&A, please. You can go on with your questions for 2 minutes. Anyone is interested?
Basically, the first action point is thank you. First action point, how do we start building a community if we want to build a
What are you working in? What is your area?
traveling?
Traveling. Have you started business?
Yeah.
You have a number of clients 10, 15, 20, 100, what?
Around 500 to 1000.
500 to 1000. You have an email system? Start that. Thank them first for being your customer because they can be customers of anybody else also. They can be customer of anybody else also, but they chose to be with you. They are showing their patronage. I have in my inbox of all the social media so-called digital marketing people. I have not removed it because I wanted to see how they are doing their email marketing. You have every week you have some message from the top digital marketers in India. If you are just signing up for any of the programs, they are constantly using the email database. It's a very important starting point. That's very important. Or you can just load 2 questions questionnaire. What was your experience with us? Okay, their name, what's that, and that. That can be your starting point. But you can't afford to lose on the 500 because they have a fresh experience. With what's your name of the company? Praxon, right? So with you, they have a fresh experience, which they might forget after some time, or they might move to a new customer later. So you have to leverage on that. That's the fundamental thing that you can. Yeah.
Take out of the networking part in a stipulated time.
Where are you from? What are you studying?
My third year BTech.
Mulai College. Do you have any student clubs in campus? Rotaract. Be a part of that.
Yes.
You are? Okay. Right.
Like my question is like if there is an event for 2 hours and if you try to make rapport with somebody, you end up spending some 30 minutes. Maybe in that meantime, there maybe few guests leaving out, or maybe you.
You asked a very valid question at a very important time. The number is not important in networking, but the person is very important. If there are thousands, if you are able to make one contact, that's important. Okay. I was overhearing somebody talking here that there was a presentation of one person yesterday. That was the only presentation. That means that person had got lot of influence in influencing the entire ecosystem, right? So you have to look at that potential person. There might be 100 odd people waiting there, but if that person is able to give you a lift, if you are able to give him value, try to be in touch with only one person. You might, because you are part of the community, you will have ample chances. Once in a month you will meet, or once in 15 days you might be meeting. You take that advantage to talk with other people and network with other people. That can be a starting point, because if you aim for too many things, you will end up having none.
Yeah, and another part is like you network, still can have friends with and we network. And today I'll talk, but tomorrow it's the same case. Like I may not interact with you again. Keep up that connection.
If you are on social media, build a traffic. That's the easiest and most easy. Yeah, because you know there might, if it is a youngster like you, obviously they'll be on Instagram, right? So they'll be putting some post. You will know whether he's interested in photography or food. Connect to him over food. That might help.
Yes. Thank you all.
Yeah.
So,
You want my
Only one. Only one question. So, Mr. Sarjana, that's a great session. I appreciate it. See, in the startups what is actually happening is there is a concept called community to commerce. So that is what all the startups are trending right now. I mean, if I take the example of even the hyper local startups like Zomato or Swiggy, first they have built the business. Now they are getting into the area of building a community. Now from community they are again going back to commerce, right? So I will ask you one question. I will relate it to marketing. So when we actually plan marketing strategies for our products, whether it is e-bikes or millets or various other 9 different products which I deal into, I always define a marketing funnel for it. So when I say marketing funnel, I talk about, creating an awareness, then creating a consideration, then translating the particular consideration into actual purchase. So that particular stepwise process is followed. So when you talk about community to commerce, what are the various 4 or 5 mandatory steps that have to be followed?
First thing, you have to generate a database set. Even if it is a small business owner, data is very, very crucial. It is the fundamental. Like you have today, you are building business. You have 50 odd people. You keep the data important. It's very important. You have to maintain it, right? The name and number. What is he into? If you are able to get some analytics, no, that's great. That is number one. Second thing, off late you will be able to know whether he is a potential customer for you or not. You might be meeting this many people, but not one of, maybe none of us are actually buying from you, because you mentioned Patanjali. That's what you said initially, right? So they might not, but when you bring, sometime maybe in such kind of places, there should also be some slots of exhibiting our products. Maybe the e-bike also, maybe our products also. By looking at it, third time we might have an intention to buy. Repeatedly, if you are focusing on one thing or other, definitely they will that will actually do. Then third thing, how you build this community? You build on community for 1 year and then see how it actually takes shape. Because I mentioned time is very, very important. You can't just see, okay, 50 members out there on my WhatsApp group or whatever Telegram group, and how I'm taking leverage out of that. I'm again going back to the first thing which I mentioned in the HBR research. That lady Christie says, you ask, don't say, don't talk about your products, your services, what I'm giving. This is my USP. No, you first ask what is the other person's passion and interest. Maybe from there you can take a call. That might help. Hope I have answered.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you all. Please scan the QR code for your presence. And now let's have a 10 minutes break for the night.
Refreshments are available outside. Please be back in 10 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. I am Pawan Vijay Kumar from Vijayawada. Basically, we are Niga Tech company. Mostly deal with mobile applications, web applications, IoT, and blockchain technologies. Now, today I am presenting our new product, which the name is Aqua Niga, which is mostly deal with the fish, prawns, and any other water cultivation. Next. Okay. In this type, most of the whatever we are producing aqua food like fish, prawns, shrimp, or anything, these things are live in water. Na? So water will be there will be some parameters to consider. Water quality, like how much dissolved oxygen, what is the temperature of water, and what is the pH level, TDS, salinity, and many more attributes are there in the water. Depending on that, the shrimp growth will be depending. And yeah, these are the problem statements. The first thing, lack of knowledge of water quality, what we discussed just now. So the prawns or fish maybe get infected for different types of diseases. By detecting early stage of these water qualities, we can restrict the death of the prawns or any aqua. And the other one, with 1 hour difference also, maybe gives lot of impact, growth of shrimp or anything. Say for example, the dissolved oxygen in winter season, the night will be one in some values, and it may varies for every 1 hour. So continuous monitoring of dissolved oxygen is mandatory. We need to monitor what is the dissolved oxygen values and what is the pH levels and the temperature, salinity, and many other also there. But these are the very sensitive things which we are considering initially. By excess feed also providing to the shrimp may get polluting the water. So it will increases the ammonia in the pond, and also nitrate type of gases also will be released, which is poisonous and dangerous to the shrimp growth. Please move to next. This is our product, Aquaniga, which having some sensors dipping into the water pond. So it will give the dynamic values like the device which is self solar powered. 24 hours we can monitor the quality of water through the farmer mobile application, and we are also connecting the same values to the doctor of the pond, so he can monitor and give some insights to the farmer. So as we discussed, the values we are getting there, and this is the solution. We are giving that mobile application to the farmer and the doctor of that pond. So continuously monitoring these values gives the good impact of growth. So the loss of ponds or shrimp cultivation will be reduced very much. Okay, next. Okay, these are the strengths actually. Most of the people, 97 people having this problem already existing, they are facing loss of ponds, పంట పోతుందని చెప్పి చాలా బాధపడుతున్నారు. బట్ దానికి కారణం ఏంటి అంటే ముందుగా ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేసుకోలేకపోవడం. 33% పీపుల్ ఇన్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ సొల్యూషన్, ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న సొల్యూషన్స్ తో వాళ్ళు సాటిస్ఫాక్టరీగా లేరు. మేబీ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద సిగ్నల్స్ రాకపోవడం కానీ, లేదంటే ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ రిజల్ట్స్ రాకుండా ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారు. అండ్ 87% ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ willing to our product. Mostly we executed this in some expos. The response of the farmers are very good. Please go to next. This is the expo. We submitted and presented our Aquanica product to the many farmers. Those are very much interested in this technology. So we hope this will be a good impact. So our roadmap is like minimum viable product at this year 2023, and the refinement including with the artificial intelligence giving some more insights to the farmers by 2024, which is polished the product much more effectively. And the final growth, that means going to the market with a big range, not only national but maybe internationally also we are planning. Yeah, next. The market size according to the total available market is 67,000 crores, and we can available of service market is 47,000 crores. and our products, and we can maybe try to market at this range of 1,400 crores of market. This is our team, and we are trying to intake some more employees for particularly this thing. We are already experts in IoT and blockchain, these are the technologies. So our team can be handling this type of project. Okay, thank you. Any more questions, please? Sir,
What is your
business model? So that is another section. So how we projections and all that. This is initially for funding and any question?
Why you have chosen this sector only?
This is the one of the sector, ma'am. Actually, with the IoT, we are doing lot of solutions for steel plant also. For running the there will be lot of conveyor belts in steel plant.
So
Hundreds
your
of.
basic idea is to build on IoT.
Yes.
This is one element of
One of the product. Megatex product. One of that is Aqua.
your background is in.
Yes. The product price. It is not yet finalized, but I hope it is will be 25,000 to 30 around 30,000. Anybody questions, please? Yes.
So you have various parameters that are mentioned
Yeah.
as far as maintaining the good aquaculture practices are concerned, like the pH, ammonia, and all that.
Correct.
Now, the most important parameter in any aquaculture is alkalinity. So,
Alkalinity,
if at all it crosses 150 mg per L, actually the growth starts diminishing, and when it crosses 250 mg per L, the growth actually ceases. So, this is what is actually related to alkalinity, and it is the most important parameter.
Okay.
In a sea which, I mean, you don't actually show how it is actually tracking the alkalinity part.
Alkalinity, ammonia, nitrate, salinity, TDS, all these values also will be covered. But initial step we are going with.
Okay.
Later on we will go with the.
So this particular thing it diagnoses what is the current pH state and all other parameters in the particular pond. So does it give any advisory services on a real-time basis to the farmers connected through a mobile platform saying that okay, this is the pH level, this is the alkalinity, you have to do something. This is the dissolved oxygen, you have to do something. Can
Yes.
you give any advisory to the farmer?
Yes, yes.
On a real-time basis.
Obviously. Within real time, whatever the pond quality, we can see at lively. As well, the log also will be maintained up to 160 days.
So how you are different from somebody like Aqua Connect, who is actually the leading in the aquatech?
Yeah.
I will explain. So aqua నీటి ఆధారిత వ్యవసాయంలో మేము చాలా మేజర్గా చాలా ఇష్యూస్, సో వాటిలో మేము ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసిన వాటిలో ఈ పిహెచ్ అనేది ఒకటి, డిజాల్వ్డ్ ఆక్సిజన్ డివో అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అది పర్టికులర్గా ప్రాన్స్ కల్చర్లో చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. సో పగలు ఉన్న వాతావరణానికి నైట్ మార్నింగ్ ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ 2 నుంచి 6 వరకు ఉన్న వాతావరణం చాలా తేడా ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ టైంలోనే రొయ్యలు అనేవి సో ఆక్సిజన్ని కోల్పోయి సో వాటి వాటి ఫీడ్ వల్ల కానీ, వాటికన్నా వైట్ కట్ కానీ, వాటికున్న వైరస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కానీ ఇవేమన్నా ఉన్నా ఆ టైంలో డివో పడితే అవి తట్టుకోలేక అవి స్మాష్ అయిపోతాయి. సో రైతు అనుకున్నంత కల్చర్ని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయలేదు. అట్ ద మోర్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అవి రొయ్యలు అనేవి చాలా సెన్సిటివ్. సో సెన్సిటివ్గా ఉండడం వలన ఈ డివో అన్న దాని మీద మీకు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. యాక్చువల్గా నేను 5 years నుంచి కల్చర్లో ఉన్నానండి. నేను ఒక ఫార్మర్ని. సో లాస్ట్ 5 years నుంచి నేను చేశాను. సో నేను చూసిన దానిలో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాన్ కల్చర్లో మనం ఎక్కువగా రైతు ఫేస్ చేసేది డివో ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ సమ్మర్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదండి, ఈ సమ్మర్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన ఈ 15 daysలో మళ్ళీ కొత్తగా కల్చర్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఈ కల్చర్ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు వెదర్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే మార్నింగ్ అంతా మనకి 40-42 వరకు టెంపరేచర్ ఉంటుంది. సడన్ గా 7 అయిన తర్వాత వాతావరణం ఏమవుతుందంటే సడన్ గా వాతావరణం చల్లబడుతుంది. సో చల్లబడటం వలన మనం ఎంత ఏరియేటర్ ఇచ్చినా సరే ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ 2 నుంచి 6 వరకు ఉన్న, ఒక్కోసారి 6 నుంచి 7 ఈ 1 hour కూడా క్రూషియల్ టైం. అంటే మనకి యాక్సిడెంట్ జరిగినప్పుడు గోల్డెన్ అవర్స్ అంటారు కదండి. సో అలాంటి గోల్డెన్ అవర్సే ఈ 6 to 7 అనే టైము, లేదంటే మార్నింగ్ 2 నుంచి మార్నింగ్ 7 వరకు ఈ 5 hours అనేది చాలా క్రూషియల్ అండి ఆక్వాలో. సో నీటి ఆధారిత వ్యవసాయంలో ముఖ్యంగా అడ్రస్ చేయబడింది ఏంటంటే వాతావరణం మీద ఆధారపడే ఉంటుందండి, పూర్తిగా వాతావరణం మీదే ఉంటుంది.
సో నాకు ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే కొన్ని వేల మంది ఆక్వా రైతులను కూడా కలవడం జరిగింది. ఎందుకంటే నా అగ్రి బిజినెస్ లో 38 FPOలు ఉన్నాయి, 40,000 మంది రిజిస్టర్డ్ ఫార్మర్స్ ఉన్నారు. రైట్. సో రైతు యొక్క సమస్యలు చాలా వరకు నేను చదవడం జరిగింది. సో మనకి ఆక్వా రంగానికి వచ్చేసరికి పశ్చిమ గోదావరి, కృష్ణా, ప్రకాశం, నెల్లూరు జిల్లాలో ఎక్కువగా మన ఈ ష్రింప్ వ్యవసాయం అది జరుగుతుంది. రైట్. వీళ్ళకి మీరు చెప్పిన టైం ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ టైం పీరియడ్ లో ఫార్మర్ రియాక్ట్ అవ్వడం అనేది చాలా కష్టం. సో వాళ్ళ ఫార్మర్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ లేకుండా మీకు మీరే డైరెక్ట్ గా మనకు కావాల్సిన లెవెల్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలంటే ఎటువంటి సిస్టమ్ ని మీరు పెట్టారు?
దాని మీద చూస్తున్నామండి. యాక్చువల్ గా అయితే దాని మీద ఇప్పటి వరకు సరైన ప్రణాళిక అంటూ లేదండి, కరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పలేమండి. సో వాతావరణం అనేది అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ అండి. దానికోసమే రైతు ఆక్సిజన్ పౌడర్ కానీ వాట్ ఎవర్ అనేవి ఇప్పుడు స్టోర్ చేసుకుని పెట్టుకుంటాడు.
నేను అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్ కూడా అదే. ఆక్వా కనెక్ట్ అనే కంపెనీ ఉంది. అవును, ఆక్వా కనెక్ట్ ఇండియాలో లీడింగ్ ఆక్వా స్టార్ట్అప్ అనమాట. సో వాళ్ళు ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఆల్రెడీ సాల్వ్ చేశారు.
వాళ్ళు చేసింది కూడా అది 100% అయితే రిజల్ట్ రాలేదండి.
అవును.
సో ఆ ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కడ ఫేస్ చేశారంటే గుండూరు ఎండగండి దగ్గర. సో వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చిన సొల్యూషన్ అది ఫెయిల్ అయింది. ఆ రైతు ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక 30 acres కల్చర్ చేశాడు. సో 15 ఒక పార్ట్ చేశాడు, 5 ఒక పార్ట్ చేశాడు, 10 ఒక పార్ట్ ఉంది ఎండగండి దగ్గర. సో అతను వేసిన 10 acres లో స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. సో యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు ఒక బేబీ ట్యాంక్ తీసుకుంటారు, బేబీ ట్యాంక్ నుంచి షిఫ్ట్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు అనమాట. ఓకే. సో గ్రోత్ కోసం. సో అక్కడ ఈ ప్రాబ్లం అనేది ఆక్వా కనెక్ట్ అనేది ఫెయిల్ అయింది. సో
మీరు ఓపెన్ పాండ్స్ లోనే చేస్తారా లేకపోతే మీరు బయోఫ్లాక్ అటువంటి సిస్టమ్స్ లో కూడా?
బయోఫ్లాక్ అనేది జనరల్ గా ఒక 2-3 years నుంచే వస్తుంది మేజర్ గా. అవును. సో ఈ ఇష్యూస్ అనేవి పాస్ట్ 15 years నుంచి కల్చర్ జరుగుతున్న ఎప్పటి నుంచో, ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాల నుంచో ఉన్నాయి. అవును. సో ఈ డిజాల్వ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనే దానికి, వైట్ గట్ అనే దానికి లూజ్ పీసెస్ అంటారు, మోల్డింగ్ అవునాయి అంటే గుల్లం కొట్టనేది. అవును. సో వీటికి 100% సొల్యూషన్ అనేది ఇప్పటికీ లేదండి. ఇంకా ఆక్వా కనెక్ట్ అయినా, ఆక్వా బ్రామా అయినా, రైతే రాదు, వీళ్ళు జస్ట్ వీళ్ళు ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్న వాటిలో కూడా 100% సొల్యూషన్ లేదండి. సో కాబట్టి మేము వీటిలో డిజాల్వ్ ఆక్సిజన్ అనేది ఒక కాంటెంట్ గా తీసుకున్నాం అంతే.
మీరు ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతం పైలట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారా లేకపోతే?
పైలట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కూడా చేస్తున్నాం.
Sir, one-on-one, please.
సార్ చూసారు మీరు చెప్పిన ఇన్సైట్స్ అన్ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటాము. మేము కూడా R&D చేస్తున్నాం.
ఈ ఆల్కాలిటీ గురించి, వీటి గురించి కూడా మేము ఫర్దర్ గా చేస్తామండి. అవి ఎప్పుడు రైజ్ అవుతాయి అంటే మనకి పాండ్ లో వెదర్ కరెక్ట్ గా లేనప్పుడు, రొయ్య హెల్త్ కండిషన్ లేనప్పుడు అక్కడ ఫీడ్ అనేవి ఎక్కువ వేస్తున్న. జనరల్ గా ఏంటంటే రైతులు ఒక ఓల్డ్ అండ్ ట్రెడిషన్ పద్ధతిలో వేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తారు. సో టెక్నికల్ గా ఇంత రొయ్యకి ఇంత ఫీడ్ వేయాలనేది, 1,00,000 రొయ్యకి ఒక 1 kg రొయ్య మేత వేయాలనేది టెక్నికల్ గా వాళ్ళు వేయరండి, జనరల్ గా వేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తారు. ఫాలోయింగ్ చెక్ రైస్. సో చెట్టు ఉన్న 4-5 చెక్కలు కట్టుకుంటారు, వాటిని పేస్ట్ చేసుకుని చూసుకుని ఓకే ఫీడ్ అయిందా లేదా, దాన్ని బట్టి వాళ్ళు పెంచుకున్న తగ్గును. పెట్టే ఒకే రోజే 25 kgs 25 kgs వేసే సందర్భం కూడా ఉంటుంది.
అంటే రెండు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. ఒకటి టెంపరేచర్ ఆఫ్ ది వాటర్, రెండోది అన్ఈవెన్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫీడ్. ఒకటి రెండు చాలా మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్.
అవునండి.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but the time is up.
Personally, we will connect. Yeah.
So before closing, we'll have an open mic session to encourage innovative ideas from the audience. Anyone with the idea is welcome to share them. I'd like to remind everyone in the audience to be respectful of those expressing their ideas. Let's help them feel free, more confident with feedback that is encouraging. Is anyone interested?
Hello, I'm Ravi from Andhra University School of International Business, second year BBA. So, how many of you know Book My Show? Okay, imagine Book My Show asks you to fill a Google form to book a ticket. What's your feeling? So no one will be, it will not be a good interactive place to book your ticket.
Ticket free, then we'll do.
Okay, there you won't be getting any the details. There you won't be getting the seating position. The platform Google Forms offer is not at all interactive. It is just a normal platform where you give your details to them. So I'm working on an idea which is named Festa. So in Festa, we do registering and other processes, and we collect the information like registration and then details of the events, and then timings of the events, and place where it is being conducted. And we also build the community by hiring interns from the college, by offering them merchandise as uh, by offering them merchandise of Festa, like t-shirts, caps, or hoodies, whatever it may be, but naming it, the name will be on the t-shirts. That is the idea. So we are working on a platform to build it, more interactive platform that which can students can register for their fests or events or any hackathons or anything. Thank you.
So is there anyone interested? Is there anyone who is interested?
Hello everyone, my name is Manikanta Teja. I have a own website that is voice.
Talk loudly.
My name is Manikanta Teja. I have a website to take the Zoom tags. Okay. Zoom tags. Okay. So through our website we provide CFO services, virtual CFO services. So everyone has their own startup idea. So at the initial stage, they cannot invest for a CA, but because he might charge more amount. So depending upon your issue, if you want suddenly any of the services from a CA, okay, you can consult our Zoom tax. So we will charge only hourly basis. So based upon your requirement, we will allot time slot. Okay. So you can take our services for only for such particular hour only. Okay, in that way you have a cost cutting. Okay, you can be more cost efficient. So that's what I got.
Thank you.
Website functional?
Yes.
Anyone interested? Is anyone interested? For giving for the open mic session to give feedback, any feedbacks? Is anyone interested to give feedbacks and remarks?
Ask for the speaker. Yeah, thank you for one more opportunity. I'm so happy to be here. I was wanting to come here one day as an audience. I'm very happy to join here as a speaker first and then audience next. And I'm also glad I got to listen to two pitches. One is AUSTHRAA and the second one is regarding the prawn culture thing. Both are very different and I got to know few things. And I'm also happy that you all had fun time playing the lead bingo. It was very good. Because that is the only way where you can take your networking forward. And I also love the way you participated answering that small quiz of Manu Jain and Vidit Atre. Vidit Atre, I was not sure people would answer, but he was answering Vidit Atre. So animal also, you answered animal, right? So animal also
I had answers. It was good that you could. I'm just hoping that all of you should be so very successful. Those who have started to tell about their what is it called, startup ideas here, you also become very popular. You're also there on screens of people who will tell about you someday, somewhere, that this person started like this. Initially, he had these hurdles. This is how he is doing very well. If it is small or big, whatever it is, starting is very, very important. Even if it's a small number, please do start. Thank you for this great opportunity.
Thank you.
Feedback? Any feedbacks or suggestions to improve also?
So I'll take only 2 minutes. Maybe this is my 4th or 5th startup session. First thing, remember, if you want to do a startup, don't say cost effective. Okay, think Apple. It's not cost effective, na? But still people are mad about Apple. Because if you said I'm most cost efficient, you can't survive for long time. That's for sure. Right? And always remember, quality always comes with cost. That is for sure. You cannot build anything without without a quality, like, unless you put some money. Because that is why I heard many people like, I'll give you the best product. You give the best product with a better quality, with a better cost, not with the lowest cost. Because I can't name it some apps. Normally we use the earphones. On the roadside, somebody will sell it for 50 rupees on the roadside, not in the shops. But in the app, the earphones are selling at 9 rupees. Will you buy? Will you buy the earphones on the roadside? No, na. But why you're buying for a 9 rupees in the app? And 25 rupees you'll get a dupatta, you'll get a sari and all these things. This is what I'll tell you, this is only a trap. Only that once you become a customer, you will buy it. Tomorrow they will only sell you for the same thing at 250 rupees, and you will buy it. Because the moment we open our mobile app, we don't have 90% of the apps are useless apps. Am I right? 90% apps are useless apps, and because all are like expense kind of apps. Only there are two only apps. WhatsApp is the most horrible app. WhatsApp. It has taken our life. So always remember, when it's something comes with a free of cost, or how many of you are subscribe to YouTube Premium? I'll tell you a thing. Elon Musk, he said, why should I opt for a premium? Elon Musk. Yeah, maybe you are because maybe you are richer more than Elon. Elon Musk said, why should I? He thought that why should I pay for a YouTube Premium? There are so much of getting it free. It doesn't mean that. Only that pay some premium, and for a product also, please show that quality. Yes, boss, at this cost only, please buy it. Then you ask me for the result or service and all these things, because I need to continue this product for generations, not just for startup. So that is what my feedback I saw in the last 4 or 5 sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Suggestions or feedback?
I appreciate your participation in today's fantastic meeting. Your input would be appreciated as we work to make these meetings better. A few announcements. Our next Startup Saturdays meeting will be on March 18th. If you haven't already, do remember to scan the QR code to confirm your attendance at our meeting today. It will assist us in reminding you of the upcoming events. Additionally, if you're not a member of Startup Saturdays WhatsApp group, get in touch with me, or the link is already available. It's already placed in the website. Thank you and enjoy your weekend. Please gather for a group photo. I request all of you to gather for the group photo.